We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. And off we go from Denver. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. It's a gain of 35. He told us he wanted to have a big game running the football. He predicted well north of 100 yards. That's a heck of a start.
And we thought he was just blustering, right? We thought he was just kind of talking and trying to maybe talk himself into it. He knew something, and now that confidence is going sky high.
And they're already in plus territory. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 45 yards rushing for him now. What a drive. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Going to run again here with Pollard. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Able to find Gray here. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll throw with May. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Jamar Chase, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos are on the board here first in the season opener. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll send the tight end in motion left. They begin on the ground with Garendo. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you to the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
after the loss to start out. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Purdy. Flush to his right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Purdy now to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. It's Khalil Mack that time, shooting in there to get him to the ground.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Pulled in at the 24. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So the punt goes for 56 with a decent return of 13. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 60 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. 1st down, and it's Pollard again. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down is May. And that will be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with May. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. 1st down. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Over the middle, and he's got Gray. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a 1st down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, You can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Second down, Pollard again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
Some of the big boppers in the game traditionally have been safeties, and he certainly fits that mold. He lets his pads do his talking.
3rd and 4. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Looking to throw. May. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Keely Ringo picks it off. And the Jets are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. I appreciate the aggressiveness trying to go for it there on 4th down, but you're in the red zone, had 3 points in your back pocket. Instead, Charles, they throw it away.
Certainly a big call to go for it on 4th down. As you said, in the red zone. Definitely going to cost them 3 points, and we'll see how that affects the game as time goes on.
Here's Guerrero on 1st down. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, it's Brooklyn in possession as they've got it 2nd down and 11. Purdy will set up to throw it here. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Purdy. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll go for it. Here's Purdy. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Purdy looking to throw. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another 1st.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Here's 2nd and 3. Again, it's Guerrero. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. because remember the last drive they went 3 and out.
Purdy going to give it to Garindo. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. Second down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Here's 2nd and 10. This time they'll throw it. Here's Purdy. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 36 yards on the play. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Out of the gun, Purdy. Steps away to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. They'll try the middle with Garindo. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game.
No, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. There's a reason they call him a ball-hawking safety. It looked like he read that, Charles, and he wasn't stopping there. After he got it, he took it all the way to the house to widen their lead.
And what's interesting to me, Brandon, is that our spotter, Bruce Murray, right before that snap, pointed to his number on my play sheet. Got to see him a little bit as a ball hawk and a return man that time, didn't we? That's just the type of play they expect from him, and he delivers in a big way. Nice call, Bruce.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll make it second down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. From the 42-yard line, here's a 2nd and 7. Delson in motion. Once more, Purdy looking to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Throwing here, Purdy. That is caught. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 43. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Purdy. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick six just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
Purdy will look to throw again here. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. They'll send one of those 2 tight ends in motion. Here's Guerendo, and he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Isaac Guerendo taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Jets are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it'll be 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Jets are going to take over here up near the 40.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Back to throw, Purdy. Finding Taysom Hill complete. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Purdy. On target over the middle to Hill. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Here now, 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, Purdy. Now he's forced out right. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Well, CD, that's a huge play by this defense in a close ball game. I think he was trying to just extend the play. They're getting outside the pocket, but he throws a costly pick six.
Yeah, he's trying to find someone open. You're exactly right. He wasn't looking to run. He was looking to throw. The result, not good for him. They were more than happy on the defensive side to gather that one in and take it to the house.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-7. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Khalil Mack in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
Flushed out right. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 19. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 44 yards.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ballgame. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And the Jets are going to be set up with a first and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. Now they send a man in motion right. They go play action here. Purdy. Got a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Khalil Shakir. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Jets have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
From the shotgun, it's May. That was short one to Gesicki. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
Let's go now.
They'll throw with May. Eluding and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot, and they don't give you much territory to throw the ball. He had nowhere to go with it, and ends up getting the ball stripped. That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Now Purdy. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. So here's a 3rd and 14. Purdy now to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. Purdy tosses out wide, complete. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They'll look to throw again. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Coverage is awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the 1st down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. Purdy sets up to throw again. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Khalil Shakir, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Jets have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the third. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And we are tied at 21. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This taken in at the goal line. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Throwing here is May. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
From the shotgun, May with it. Flush to his right. That'll be caught right side by Reed. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Looking to throw, May. Look at the big man rumble. And all the way down to the 5. It's a gain of 34.
Talk about a momentum shifter right there. Tie game, 4th quarter. These are the plays that win you games. And now defensively, the question becomes, how do you respond?
In motion goes the tight end. To the air, May. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Daxton Hill able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Here we go.
To throw, it's May. And this is going to be intercepted. this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown. Gay is on for the point after. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away.
Touchdown, Jets. Amon-Ra St. Brown. 26 yards. And the Jets are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth quarter lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead now up to 14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. Now a hit and a loose football. And it looks like the defense has got it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. He'll let this go deep for St. Brown. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Broncos are right back in this football game. Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown on a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day and intercept it.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And we'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A two-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
That's good for a Denver Broncos. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Here's May. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
18 rattle. Set up. Go.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And this pass caught by Gray. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
Here we go, Shaq.
Back to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Let's go.
They'll try and throw for it with May. That is caught. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Again, he'll drop to throw. He gets this one to Mechie. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Repeat of the last play going to Mechie here. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. John Mechie from 13 yards out. And the Broncos have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Carlson now to add the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Play action. Now Purdy. Flushed out right. That is intercepted. Now he's free at the 35. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off. That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
Now 2nd and 4.
Curve 19! Curve 19!
Back to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
7 Pirates! 7 Pirates! Go!
They'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Broncos first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
Buffalo 18! Ready?
He's back to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, And they're an extra point away from tying this game. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. What a start to the season this has been. Back and forth, all tied fourth quarter as the kick is away here. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Well, that's a good first step, but several steps still to go.
They still have time for the possible game-winning field goal. Time for them to be quick and hurry at the same time.
Here's Purdy. Caught left side. Here's Dell. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Here comes 2nd down. Throwing, Purdy. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it. I see you nodding your head up and down. It's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
To throw is Purdy. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now on 4th down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made, in my estimation.
But hard to catch your breath. Another big play looming, 4th and 3. Purdy to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Here's 1st down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like that there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's throwing it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions, and that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well. From the gun on 3rd down is May.
That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, overexcited, and blow an assignment and give up the big 1st down.
Fourth down, 10 yards to go. They'll throw with May. Escaping the pressure right. The Broncos unable to convert here on fourth. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game tied fourth quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of time the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
And it didn't work out. And again, tie game fourth quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting.
It is certainly becoming rarer by the year to see your franchise guy take a hit like that. The defender couldn't believe he had a shot to light him up. So when you take off and run, you have to make sure you can slide, get out of bounds, anything. Just don't leave yourself open to hits like that.
Purdy on the sneak. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. And now we'll get a time. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game.
Hey, give them credit. That's a good, solid game there on the sneak because it all comes together. Enough space, get forward, gain yardage. Well done.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So conditioning going to be a factor here. Who can hold up to the test? It's overtime here in week 1. And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Charles, you think back to halftime, they had the big lead. They were in control of this game. They lost that lead, but ultimately right now, with the ball in overtime, a chance to win this thing.
And you know each guy's telling his teammate, just let it go. Don't worry about it. We're starting fresh right here. What happened before does not matter. What happens right now and going forward, that's what matters. Let's find a way to win this game.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 109 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener. Here's Pollard again. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of a play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone. All right, you don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to him.
And now this first drive in OT continues. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Now a first throw here in overtime. He finds his man, Pollard. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 29-yard line. Throwing here is May. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on second down. Back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
In need of a 3rd and 10 conversion to keep this opening drive of OT alive. From the gun, it's May. Flush to his right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. From the shotgun, May with it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th, and the Jets are going to get the football back. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Now, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points, and now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick 6, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
Now it's Purdy's turn in overtime. Got his man, Dell.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Here's Purdy to throw. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in Week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
Dancing to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
There's a quarterback who's learned his lesson. He's thrown a few interceptions so far. That time he said, I'm making sure nobody catches this one.
Next score wins, but remember, this will be a tie if the period ends with no scoring as they work on second down. Purdy to throw. Being chased out left. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Out of the gun, Purdy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 41-yard line. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmys and the Joes.
And that'll be caught by St. Brown. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 15-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Throwing here, Purdy. Forced out to his left. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense. So we'll take a break with them and be right back. Here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw, Purdy. Buying time to his left. It fights him up, and a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, they'll accept that penalty, and that will, of course, move the football up the field.
Here's another 1st and goal, but from a little further back this time following the penalty. A handoff running right, Garindo. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now a timeout called for by the defense. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Purdy on the sneak. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And with just 2 seconds remaining, the timeout is called here in OT. So it all rests now on the right foot of the kicker, Matt Gay. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the city will be alive tonight. The Jets have won it.
Another one in the books for his partner. Always great to be by your side. And look, both offenses, both defenses had some moments in this one, but I think you would agree these coaching staffs are also going to have some stuff to clean up on film.
Absolutely, partner. And let's face it, any game we get to watch from up here, it's going to be a blast. Do we want to get a real job? Absolutely not. Let's keep watching the NFL all season long.
So for the Jets, they needed overtime to do it, but they get the Week 1 victory thanks to the field goal. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for Denver, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.